And we are live. Hi, good
Hello.
evening,
Hi.
everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, because we have someone from Germany joining us.
Mhm.
Hi, everyone. It's our monthly go live. This month onwards, it's very unique in a way. Unlike our previous monthly go live, where we talk about business, we talk about why we started this business, we shared about how our digital business actually works, how it benefits normal 9 to 5, how it help people quit their 9 to 5. All right. So we recently has come to realize it's problem that people are facing in today's world, right? And that is the main reason why most of us started, because I think these problems are increasingly affecting and impacting, and the rate of what's happening to this topic is getting higher. Okay, so we want to talk about topics of our day to day where people are facing it. So this month's topic is a hot topic. Is about something people who are solely relying on a single income worries the most. That's the word retrenchment. Okay, so why did I choose this? We had a discussion, and I said, why do I choose this topic to share about? That's because every day I wake up, right, and our practice is when you wake up, you first thing what do? You don't go and brush teeth. You take your phone. You will check who messages you while you are sleeping. You will look at spend a bit time lying on the bed, scrolling through Facebook. So what I noticed is a lot of news about retrenchment. About, I think the latest that I see in Singapore lah. Okay, I'm not sure about Germany, but in Singapore is there's this 400 numbers of foreign worker who wasn't retrenched, but they were not paid for 3 months. For a good 3 months, they were not getting their pay, and they had no choices but just to go to the Ministry of Manpower to seek help. Okay, then back to the reason why they are not paid. Their company is not doing well. They can't even find a boss. Don't even know what happened to the company, right? So, and on top of that, the recent news is we have higher retrenchment rate compared to the previous years, right? Even before COVID or during COVID. So then the question is this topic a concern? For me, of course, I have an unemployed one at home. He wasn't retrenched. He wasn't retrenched in a way, but it was hard for him to find a job through during this period of time for the past 6 years. Okay, and I can understand why this year is the highest retrenchment rate uh, base, because from my circle of friends, I've been hearing quite a number of them has been impacted. Okay, so uh, let's hear from Miyako-san.
Hmm?
Like
Yeah.
in Germany, what's the
Right.
situation like
Yes.
economy-wise?
Yes. Of course. In Germany is also the same problem. Like EU or in worldwide, and the German economy was good. There's many big companies there. Everyone has a good job, and it would be no problem. But it is getting worse and worse. And I often work as an interpreter to visiting German companies or a trade show. And I noticed that for the future, everyone is very concerning about robotics and automations and AI. That was a very big theme. So that the efficiency for the very little cost, not so many cost, so that it works for the company. So it means a human being, human work is always disappearing, and not only in the one uh, area, but most of the areas of the most of the business world in Germany is facing this kind of problem. And everyone has also have fears and also really worrying about that. But at the same time, they don't want to believe that it was true for robotics and AI is working instead of the human being. So and the almost 20 years ago, is a face this kind of problem is faced to old people. I mean, the 50 or 60 people. But nowadays, it doesn't matter if the young people or with small children or middle-aged people. It doesn't matter for the company. They just reduce the work, and they're using the robotics and the AI. So many people now is realizing that they should do something else for the future, but what and how? That was a big problem at the moment in Germany, and I think it is also in Japan too. And I have surfaced the same problem um, because of the COVID. Now, I lost my work for the travel agency, and I have suddenly lost my income, and also I was really disappointed what has happened. And then I tried to, find a new job, but it was very hard. And also because of my age, I was already then of end of the 50, and then find out a new job is very, very hard. So that is why I was very lucky that I can find this online business. It doesn't all, it doesn't affect it anything about the society's problem. So I was very happy that I started this online business. This is a big why for me to start this online business, um, so that uh, I I can work without any affection from the companies. So I think this kind of problem is getting worse and worse from everywhere. So people must think in reality and
Did we miss her? She seems freezed.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh,
sorry,
give
sorry,
me.
sorry.
Oh,
It was my
okay. We
internet.
hear you. We hear you, and we lost you again. Let's give her a few seconds, not even a minute, and see whether she comes back. If she doesn't, maybe Wei Yi, you can, share about what you have um not experienced. I know you have not experienced, or maybe you've seen experiences, right?
Oh, since experiences, yeah. Yeah, I think for me, I think, yeah, personally also I have not experienced that retrenchment, but of course, uh, have also have friends experience that. Yeah,
Oh,
I mean, especially
um,
like during the COVID.
Miyako-san,
sorry.
are you there?
Sorry, I'm not stable. This is not stable. It's very hot in Germany. So that is why maybe. But anyway, so sorry about that. But anyway, I just want to
It's
say
okay.
that it is very important to prepare when it's something is will happen. It was not only for the old people but for everyone.
Mm.
So I
Okay.
created it. Sorry.
Thank you, Miyako-san, for
Yeah,
sharing.
you're welcome. You're
So
welcome.
we have Wei Yi to share her so-called seeing experience.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe also I will share also for my personal. I mean, not really like retrenchment, but because this also uh, a bit of related. I mean, I remember also there are ones that because the company they're working they're not doing well, and to cut costs, then they have to. I mean, that time we don't have the work from home kind of concept. Yeah, so that is many years back. Yeah, so the company actually is a very small company. So, but the company then the boss because to cut costs, then we don't want to pay the rent, so they decided to move the office to their house. Yeah. So then,
House?
of course, they ask, yeah, their own house, move from their own house. So they ask the staff to that whether we also want to follow them. I mean, if we continue to work with them, so we have to work, go to
Mm.
their house and work lah. Yeah. So so then that time I think that time, yeah, we don't have this concept of work from home, and this is go to the boss house to work. So this is quite different from now the work from home, right? Yeah. So that time
You know,
actually,
you
yeah,
from other home.
yes, boss home. Yeah. So actually, yeah, we don't. I think a few of us, I mean, the staff that we don't find this is a good I mean work environment also lah. Yeah, so we actually we decided not to continue with the company, so we resigned. So at that time, I actually resigned without a job lah. Yeah, although there's also worried. Yeah, so I also to share that I mean, yeah, you can be also because of different reasons that you may lose a job. That you think that if that I mean we always think that if we do our job, we perform well, our job is secure. Yeah, I think that's the mindset that
Wrong
we used to
mindset.
have. Yeah, so I think that one also actually is also a way up, a kind of like also a wake up call to me is that nothing is secure, anything can be happen. So that time is this because of this reason. So of course then years later, then what happened like COVID, then also I mean, even now, what we hear, I think like what Miyako-san have shared, the change of the technology. I think now we always hear. I think one of the things that also struck me that I think it says the DBS CEO also shared that even a CEO job can be replaced by the AI. I think that's what she
Yeah.
said. Yeah. So
Correct.
yeah. So it's not that even if you are a boss, I mean, even you're a high management level, I think your job also is not secure. Yeah. Even now with the technology change, the AI things. Yeah. So yeah. So retrenchment now even can become more and more common, I think, and it can be happen to anyone, anytime. Yeah. So yeah. So I think that's what I felt that the reason why even now even all the more that we have to be prepared for this retrenchment. Uh, I think it's good that we get ourselves prepared rather than we wait until the crisis come. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's for me. Sherry?
As okay. So I think what really impressed me was that work from the boss home one way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really the first time I heard downsize to that kind of scenario where the boss
Yep.
offer my home and say, come my home to work. And then my my thoughts is like, what's gonna happen to all the bed? And it's like you go there work, then you see the bed there is to work, but it's not appropriate lah, I would say.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think that probably they will set a area for workplace. I don't know. I mean, probably. I mean, their house. I mean, of course, they own a company. They have their house probably have big
Very
enough.
big.
I mean, I never be never been to the house. Yeah,
Okay. Let's
yeah,
have Josephine share hers. I know Josephine have a sharing because she was once a victim. So let's have Josephine share her point of view about this topic.
Okay, sure. Okay, so for myself, like what Jenny shared, I was once a victim. So during COVID time, right, when I thought that my role was the only role that support many functions, and this role should be a stable role that that we used to call golden rice bowl. But until that one day, I was like being asked to serve the final notice, to finish the contract and do my handover, and that was during the COVID time because the role was being made redundant, and that was a very a blow on me because as a parent, working mom, right, with kids, with family to support in with sudden news like that, it's really a blow to me. And from there I have the wake up call that there's no longer golden rice bowl. No matter what role are you in, what does you support in the company, because anyone else can just be shed on your role as well, can support on your role as well, even though how challenging it is. Yeah, so that was one of the things that I know that I can no longer rely on a single role, on a single income, even though we it's not that we don't like our job. Yeah, we still do our job, we like our job, but then the reality tell us that you can't survive with a single income because you don't know what will happen next. Yeah, so today you can see that maybe your job is very secure, but you don't know, like, on the back end what's going on, what are the surprises that you will receive. Correct, correct. So that's what taught me, like, to start a digital business, and to look for different opportunity. So for myself, right, I'm quite fortunate to be in this digital business, to found this opportunity, because it allows me to work, in between times, and the flexibility there. So it's necessary to have another source of income to to support on rainy days especially. So you don't wait for the last minute, like what happened to me, when the wake up call comes, then the crisis is here, but there is no second stream of income, and but this you still need to live, you still need to the expenses that you need to spend, the expenses is still going to be there. It won't go away just because you don't have a income, right? Yeah, so that is why having another source of income is really important. Don't wait until the crisis come, then you start to panic and start to think about, oh, what do I need to do? Because everything you need time is to work. Even you open a business, you don't expect it to earn money the next day, right? You still need to do the renovations. You need to plan your manpower, and there's a lot of things you need to do. So the same thing with digital business, you need to make time to let it run smoothly before everything stables down and things like that. So that's why you need to start early. All right. Yeah. So that's for me. Yeah.
Yeah,
Back to you.
I I think what scares me was, you know, I actually went to do this digital print. Okay, so this one piece of thing is actually a friend shop of mine. She do printing shop. So I asked her to help me to do this digital print and for a cost. So this piece of thing is like $1. And $1, right? I want to pay cash. And she said, no, don't give me cash. I was like, huh? $1 leh. I got $1. Can you take my $1? Then he said, no, I don't want to take cash. So digital payment is so common now, right? So she said, no, pay me digital. Then I asked her, huh, for $1, you ask me to pay digital. I still have to on my app, log in and then pay that $1 when I already have $1. So she explained to me, she said, it's so difficult to find bank now, and bank don't accept coins. It used to have the coin deposits or um the
Machine.
uh machine, right? So she said, nowadays very hard to find bank. Then I was like, yeah, quite true. So she said it's very troublesome to have to bank in the money when she have to collect cash from the customer. So now she refuse cash and ask for digital payment. So she actually, I mean, such a small conversation actually rings me a bell. It's like the question is, why is there lesser number of bank available, right? Because everybody digitalized, right? It's so easy for us to transfer money. It's so easy for us to maybe less tellers. So they maybe combine two, three branch into one. That's why it's lesser bank. So even financial, like what he said, the CEO also say maybe his position can be replaced by AI. So what is the futuristic of our next generation? I really cannot imagine when it's the worry of our current situation is in a state of threatening threatening by how technology is increasing, right? So and that's typically why for us we consider lucky because most of us started early, right? But even though we started early, we see the trend of how the digitalization is moving, right? It's scary even for ourselves running a digital business. We use a lot of AI tools, honestly, right? But the speed of what's available in the market, right, is really scary. Okay, so that's it for today's real conversation. And the topic on retrenchment, right? So on moving forward, our monthly topic will be real conversation on what's everyday's people problem. Okay, so sharing with you here is to let you also know that we are also going through everyday people problem. Just that for us, we found a solution. And if you would also like to seek a solution rather than just living in fear, just reach out to anyone of us as you watch our Go Live, right? And we'll be glad to share. Okay, so that's it for our sharing today. Catch up with you next month and have a good day ahead. And especially those in Germany, we are going to have a good evening and good night.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.